Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome back to Fat Cat Collections. Today, folks, I got another one for you. RGMT. Man. Alright, so, you guys have been following me for a while. You guys know I've been reviewing a lot of RGMT lately. This company is just killing it. I absolutely love their designs. Big, bold, beefy, robust, solid. These are kind of watches that like I said in other videos, I just don't take off when I'm doing stuff, you know. Generally, not to insult any other brands, which is definitely not what I'm doing. But, all my other watches, I generally will remove when I'm like working on my car, working out in the yard. These watches just are so beefy, I just don't feel the need to do so. Now I'm not saying things are indestructible, but they do make a very high quality, robust product. And I think if you like that kind of look, that style, Aragon, Invicta, big, bold, masculine, manly watches, and ladies, I know you can pull them off as well. You're going to love this one. So I did review this model already. This is a quartz chronograph. Let me get into the, just bear with me. Let me get into the box. So you guys know I never really get too involved in reviewing the box, but I like the RGMT boxes. They're not too big. You still get a high quality dive case. It's functional. It's usable for not just the watch, but if you are going to use this, for something else, repurpose it. I like the fact you could put all kinds of little things in here by removing the foam, repurposing with different foam. Not too big. The Invicta one's just too big. I mean, you know what? Let me just make something very clear here. Let me close this. Where am I going to carry this? This is like a suitcase. This is too big, okay? And this is great if you're moving, but, for the little vacation, little side trip, you want to bring a couple watches, this is more practical. So I love this. Absolutely fantastic. Only thing I would say RGMT should do on these is instead of making them for, your manual, is just make this a 2-slot. Make it a 2-slot case. Give somebody the option to add a second watch, another RGMT watch. This would be fantastic for going on vacation and bringing a couple watches with you. I think that would really be a good common sense move, right? Because let's face it, if you want to bring 3 watches or 2 watches, it's going to take up a lot of room in your case. So repurpose this a little bit, RGMT, make it for 2 watches, put the manual off to the side or something like that, or underneath or right on top, make it for 2 watches. Now I will probably repurpose this myself by cutting that out, but just something to think about. It's a nice solid case. It's not the cheap plastic that when you drop it, it cracks. Very solid. It's a little bit softer, so there is some shock absorption. Definitely going to protect your watch. So let's get to the watch. Now, if you have checked out my other video on this, this is the Demolition, okay? And this is their quartz variation. Just so you guys know, the RG803611. There are several variations of this watch. This is one of the first ones RGMT sent me in the orange and black. Love it. Now, I did request the brown because when going through the different colors, when I see something that, like a different color that really pops to me, it's different than what I have, I want to reach out. And I think that a lot of times, we get so used to when we're buying watches and adding watches to our collection. Again, if you like brands like this, like Invicta, Aragon, you don't want one. You want them all, right? And so I think, having a little bit of a variety in your collection is a lot of fun. And so when I saw the brown, I actually, because this watch looks so nice in the black as well, I did reach out for the black, but they were sold out. So they did have the brown, and I absolutely love this color. I don't have anything in my collection that's silver and brown, and this just has just a really, really unique look to it. I love how the white just pops. I mean, the tachometer, it just looks so cool. I mean, you can obviously, I'm trying to do this video and I just keep staring at it and I absolutely love it. Screw down crown, screw down function pushers, screw down manual helium release valve, all 316 stainless steel. That's our checkbox. That's honestly should be our #1 checkbox for any watch. What is it made out of? Of course, if it's gold, that's cool too. But, most guys who are collecting $300 watches, $400 watches, price range watches like this, $12.50 on their website today. We'll see what time brings. The watches like this, you're not going to find in gold. Gold is something that's extremely expensive. It's a watch like this in gold will run you $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. So now again, we have gold plating, and RGMT hasn't done anything gold plating. And honestly, believe it or not, I hope they don't, because this company, their logo has got some chevrons. It's a military-inspired brand, right? Now, on their watches, there's nothing really to tie them into a theme. Like on the Nubeo watches, they'll pick either you know, something from nature or something from, you know, space, a device, a part of a ship, and they'll theme the watch around that. The RGMTs just have a name and that's it. And I kind of like that because sometimes it gets a little difficult to try to, you know, come up with themes. I think it's easier for dive watches to be themed, but you know, these watches could very easily have been dive style watches, which is what they are, but they could have themed this over things in the ocean as well, right? But it becomes a little bit difficult. With this, I like the fact that they just called it Demolition. It's a very fitting name because it is a very robust, solid watch. Love it. I just, when I look at this, I kind of, my mind gravitates more towards like avionics for some reason. I think the dial, the bezel, the white lettering on that, it just really makes it pop. Right, I could see that like on a plane or something like that. I don't know, just my 2 cents on it. I love the brown. I haven't seen too many watches with a brown bezel and a brown face. It's very unique. Man, it's just so beautiful. All right, so let's talk about the specs here. Right off their website, Japanese mechanical quartz chronograph with date. I'm not sure what that means when it's a Japanese mechanical quartz. To me, it's just a quartz watch. I'm not sure which movement they're using in this. It could be a Ronda. It might be something else, but generally when let me unscrew the function pusher and push the top one here, and let me pause it and reset. This could be a Ronda. The Rondas are very snappy when they reset. So what I mean by that is when you start the chronograph, and basically for those that don't know, a chronograph is just basically a stopwatch. I'm going to pause it and then I'm going to reset. And see how fast it snaps? That could be a Ronda, but I'm not 100% sure. But I know the most recent watch I reviewed by Nubeo, their Swell watch, is a quartz chronograph as well. And it resets going all the way around through the 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, right around the whole 12 hours back to midnight or back to 12 o'clock in a very slow sweep. This real snappy, which makes me kind of think it could be a Ronda, which is great. Rondas are very well-respected quartz movements. They know what they're doing. They do their thing well, and the battery life on those is fantastic. But again, RGMT, they need to list that on their website because people trust that movement. They trust those automatic Seikos. You need to have that on there. Case specifications, 46 millimeters by a nice thick 20 millimeter case thickness. Really, really substantial. And I like the fact that on the case back, they made it like almost like a rounded donut shape. So this doesn't dig at all into your wrist. Again, I'm not a crybaby about things, you know, watches that are sharp, not sharp. It doesn't really bother me, but you can feel it more if it is a sharp edge. A perfect example, if you're familiar with like a Venom Hybrid or a Sub-Aqua Specialty, very sharp edges. And sometimes wearing that for 8 hours, you can just kind of feel it more. With something like this, it's very smooth on the back of your wrist. So for me, it's not an issue, but for those people who are a little more sensitive, you know, this is a very comfortable watch. Beautiful bezel on this. Nice ratcheting motion. I know that is not a designation or it's not a indicator of quality, but no back play. And honestly, I've never. A watch has really got to be in the $20, $30 range to have any kind of bezel play in it. This is solid. Beautiful, beautiful, smooth. Sometimes bezels will be a little bit more ratchety. This is very nice, very smooth is the best way to describe it. This is a sapphire lens for those of you who require that in a watch or want that in a watch. It is a sapphire lens with anti-reflective coating, 2-year warranty, 22 millimeter solid stainless steel bracelet. So if you want to change it up, maybe throw this on a beautiful brown leather strap, you can do so with ease. Finding 22 millimeter straps is not a problem. And of course, 200 ATMs of water resistance, which, believe it or not, I'm surprised it's not higher with a watch like this with screw down function pushers and crowns. Just, you know, I would think this would be a lot higher, but, you know, I mean, what are we doing? Going in the hot tub, swimming in the lake? You know, we don't need much more than that. So just a stunning, killer watch. Man, I absolutely love this model, and I love this model so much that, you know, I'm hoping to get the black one too, but we'll see. Time will tell. That's really about it. Not really too much to say about it. This is what they listed at. They say that it has a 2,000 meter water resistance, which is, you know, still, don't get me wrong, still amazing. I would have thought it would have had a 3000 just because of the build, but again, it's nothing to worry about. Impermeable to a depth of 2,000 meters. Few watches can compare to sheer pressure tested build of the Demolition. It's a remarkable feat of engineering. Short, sweet, to the point. That really sums it up. One thing that's really interesting about this watch is this watch bracelet, very similar in design to a, you know, I'm going to say this loosely, kind of similar in design to a oyster bracelet, but then also very similar in design. When I look at this, I feel Breitling Super Avenger is the vibe I get. The whole watch actually is, you know, it's more square than the Super Avenger is more of a round watch, but I do get that Super Avenger vibe if I can spit it out. If I can finish this video and make any sense, you'll get what I'm saying. But just a killer watch, absolutely love it. Alright, so without further ado, let's go ahead and throw in the wrist. Now I'm about 5'7.5", I weigh about 185 pounds, 7-inch wrist. This one looks like a guy my size, my height, and my weight. That brown is just absolutely killer. I love it. Like I said, guys, it's totally different than any other watch in my collection. I'm pulling that information or pulling that data from a collection of about 170 watches. You know, my collections, you know, there are guys with bigger collections, sure, but you know, I would say my collection's pretty diverse. A lot of guys, when they have larger collections, they'll kind of pick one brand. We all know which brand that is. A lot of guys are Invicta addicts, right? You know, totally get it. But I got a, you know, pretty broad spectrum of watches. Bulova, Casio, you know, Neymar, Oceaniva, Pagani, Invicta, Aragon, you know, you name it. I got a lot of different brands. And I'll tell you, the quality of this watch, of the RGMT line, it really is exceptional. I absolutely love how beefy and robust they are. And again, you know, the only thing really military inspired on this is really just the logo. But I think it's clean, it's classy. You know, they could have went either way on this. They could have went totally ocean themed, but you know, they got Nubeo, they got other brands that are like naval themed, and you know, like the Ballast brand. So I like that they changed it a little bit and added something kind of military inspired. Again, I can't really state that this watch like reminds me of anything in particular, like a tank or something from the military, but you know, I understand where they're going with it. They're you know, when you think of military, you're thinking of like tough, tactical, something you can, you know, really abuse, and I feel like this watch, I kind of get where they're going with that. So, but absolutely stunning, sweet watch. And you know, this is the kind of watch I can kind of picture if I am going to let my mind kind of go a little bit with, you know, like the inspiration. I can kind of see like this watch being, and again, please don't take this as if, you know, we're not playing dress up here, but I can kind of picture this watch on a soldier in like desert camo. You know what I mean? That brown really has like a desert kind of vibe to it. You know, I don't know, just where you know, whenever I get watches and I you know, start to look at them and think about them, I kind of get inspiration for things. That's just what I get. I get the vibe of like this desert camo, very Iraqish with that brown color, very desert-like. You know, and that could be said for something that was like more of a tan, but it is really, really a great looking watch. As far as other color combinations is concerned, like I said, they have a whole slew of different colors. Let me just go over to their quartz watches here. Demolition, because they have two different Demolition variations. So you can get it in the gray set, which has got that stainless steel bezel. This is what happens. I get a watch. I do it. This same thing happened with the Ohio watch. I get it. I love it so much. I see other colors. I'm like, ooh, maybe you guys should send that one so I can do that one. And then it just never ends. Like the gray set, pretty awesome. You got that stainless steel bezel as opposed to the plated bezel. You have a green, a gray, which gray face with like a kind of a royal blue bezel. The orange, if you haven't checked out my video on that, check out that. Black bezel, orange face. Very, very dive-like. You know, I love that one. You get the all white. And what's cool about that watch is that they know that I really like the orange, and they automatically sent that. They're like, he's going to love it. So that's good on them. The blue is interesting with that nice kind of almost, really, almost a cross between rose and yellow gold function pusher and bezel and crown. Kind of like it's almost like a deeper yellow gold. Of course, the brown, you have a green with green face, black bezel, and then when you see the black, you'll see what I'm talking about. Really nice. It really pops. The silver white is beautiful as well. I guess I'm going through every single color. I'm just like, they're beautiful. See what I mean? I can't help it. I just get so, you know, I get so like, ah, man. That white's really, really nice. All right. So anyway, guys, you get the point. Lots of different color options. Just click the link, check them out. Drool over them like I'm drooling over them now. $1,200 is what the price go for now. Some of the other ones, this one here is actually $1,250. Again, keep checking back with my video. Contact me on Facebook, contact me on Instagram, keep checking in. Like I said, I have a guy right now who wants 2 Ohios, and you know, he has a price point in mind, and we're going to see what they do. You know, I need to find out what this company is. What kind of volume are they doing now? What kind of volume do they hope for? You know, and kind of pick the right price point. I think fair for these watches. I mean, if you pay $1,250, just to put it in comparison, right? Go look at like your Doxas. Go look at your Aqua Dive watches, these micro brand, you know, well-respected dive brands. I'm telling you, I have an Aqua Dive. It's a beautiful watch at $2,000, but I'm telling you, this watch is just as nice. There's nothing better about that Aqua Dive other than the fact that it's got an ETA movement automatic as opposed to a quartz chronograph, right? So, I mean, the build quality, though, it's there. You know, you're getting it. So, in all honesty, you know, it just depends on where a company wants to come in at. $1,250, it's still a fair price. It just depends on, you know, everybody has a sweet spot on what they like to spend their money on and how much they like to spend. And sometimes it's a little bit tougher for newer brands to come in at these price points, right? But rest assured, these price points, you're getting a watch that's on par with watches that cost that by other brands. So it's not really out of line. It just really comes down to what you're willing to spend and how much you like something. And really how much the company wants to make. But as time goes on, again, this is a relatively new brand. Stay tuned for more. You're going to see a lot more watches by RGMT. And when I know, you will know. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel. Have a great day and take care.